Yes. Yeah, that's true.
But not quite yet, because like in the second one's like, even he like has a like pretend boss to like.
Yes.
Because like meanwhile he's like pulling the strings in the background of every game. He's like, I'm pulling the strings. I'm the one who's playing all these puppets against each other.
That was the funny thing about rewatching this game,
Mm-hmm.
and I found it funny in that it just seems like everyone is keeping a secret from everyone.
Yeah, no one's talking to each other.
No
They're
one
like,
is. And these people, they've known each other for years, or they're related.
mm-hmm.
And
Well,
just,
yeah, for this one they're all the same unit.
Yeah, and it's like, if you just maybe
I don't know, like
talked about it.
Yeah, like let's all go to the break room, and it's like
a lot of deaths could have been avoided had there been a discussion, or just like, feelings were brought up.
I mean, if this was like a Target store, and one of your managers came up to you, it's Rolvo Ocelot, he kills a customer, which is, we're going to say decoy octopus, which would happen.
Yeah.
He kills him for torturing. Like, you get fired. You wouldn't like be stayed on the unit, I imagine.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're like, all right, go back home and think about what you did, and we'll bring it back when you're all ready, good to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one really talked to each other. Everyone just assumed what everyone's idea was.
And everything is revealed through phone calls. Like,
yeah, to the codex.
Yeah, and like, I think you guys, if you talk to each other in real life, besides in this moment, I think a lot of deaths could have been avoided. A lot of
unknown soldiers would have been alive.
Yeah.
It always reminds me, like, whenever you like go after these unknown soldiers.
Yeah.
For some reason, like every Metal Gear Solid game, any of these like random soldiers are like always patrolling, always like. I always get like a flashback from like the worst Austin Powers movie by everybody says, The Goldmember, but I love it because of Michael Caine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Michael Caine, when like he's released, he's in the lair, and then he's like, the soldier's like coming up to him, he's like, all right, I'm gonna get you. He's like, look at you. It's like, you're just like a random soldier. You don't even have a name tag. Just lay down. This is after he like judo chops like a couple other soldiers, and the last one's like shaking like, I'm going to bring you in. That's what it reminds me of, like, every time I take down an unknown soldier. It's like, you have no chance. I'm Solid Snake. I'm the best there, like Bret Hart. He's like Bret Hart to me. He's like, I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. They pulled me out of retirement just for this mission.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that, I was saying, everyone is keeping secrets from everyone. Good guys, bad guys. But what I liked was that actually, between Solid and Liquid is the most honest to Solid the whole time. He's telling him his plan. How he feels. He is the most honest with them. But Liquid just hates him because
and that hatred like blinds him for what he should really be doing.
Yeah.
That's probably like brotherly sibling rivalry.
Yeah, probably
come into effect. But I mean, I don't know if you played Metal Gear Solid V, The Phantom Pain.
I know, but I've seen it.
You've probably seen like the clips and stuff like that. In that game, we see a young Liquid, Eli, and then even then you see like the anger clouds him. It's like all you needed was like the right person to train him, like some kind of like maybe some master, like Master Yoda guy, be like, hey, your anger is clouding your judgment. You could be really good if you weren't so damn angry. But he has like so much daddy issues. Daddy didn't love me. I gotta be angry at the whole world, and that just like clouds like everything. Because everyone's like telling him like, you should really do this. You should really kill this guy, running around the entire base. Blowing shit up. He blew up a wall, by the way, that was like patched over. It's like he destroyed a tank. Yeah. He's coming to the next building. It's like maybe you should really get rid of him and not play with them and kind of guide him. But then that'll be the end of the game. It's like all of a sudden, like Solid's like sneaking around, like, and then Liquid just comes out here with a silencer, goes done. Yeah. game over. Liquid wins.
And it's interesting that Liquid has this whole plan,
Mm-hmm.
and Solid this whole time is trying to stop him, and it just happens that because of the program they're in and how they were, I guess you would say genetically modified, how they were.
Mm-hmm.
He just, at least from what I saw and what I remember, he just dies. It just happens.
Oh, you're talking about Liquid?
Yes.
Yeah, he dies from, like, what we find out later on in the game that Solid Snake was, like, injected with, like, fox dye.
Yes.
And it was, like, a virus that was, like, designed to target certain people.
Yes.
That he was going to come across, and it was going to kill them.
Yes.
And then every time it killed that person, it made it look like they had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then for when I played it, I was like, oh, this old guy died probably because he's been tortured and he had a heart attack naturally. No big whoop.
Yeah.
Next person. But then when you get to him, it's like, that's like at the end of the game where he's just like standing over you and like, oh crap, I'm going to die. It's like, this game can't end like that, can it? Which I think it would have been both funny and interesting if you played a game the whole way through and at the end of it, your character dies.
Yeah.
Which, there have been games like that, it's happened, but like, I don't know about the whole game. You play the whole game, and then you're at the end, boom, dead.
Yeah.
And then it'll probably switch, like, alright, now you play this character.
Yeah.
Which probably would have been interesting, like, what would Liquid have done if he succeeded? I mean, by then, like, they were gonna, like, bombard the whole island.
Yeah. And I just assume, because I don't know, because Liquid just wanted to take over the base.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to kill Snake. Since Snake is there, like, why not have your cake and eat it too?
And then right off with Rex.
Yeah. So I don't know, because I know the president's involved. I don't know if Liquid had. I don't think he had any political.
No.
Like dreams or anything. Like
Yeah.
that. I don't think he wanted to, like, maybe rule just the base or the island.
I mean, I guess if he was successful, he could have ran for president.
Yeah, but
I mean, Liquid Snake as president would probably have been an upgrade versus real life presidents that he had. The anger would have clouded him, and then we would have been in more trouble.
yeah. Another thing. Oh, okay.
Alright, sorry about that. I
I
had
was
a
just
cough.
gonna bring something up, and as much as
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking back at, you give, and this has nothing to do with the graphics or anything. I give praise to the game
Mm-hmm.
For its story and its graphics. But at the same time, a question that brought up to me that came across was, why is Liquid shirtless?
Yeah, especially in Alaska. I don't know. When I look at Liquid Snake, I get like Rockstar vibes.
Yeah.
It's like he's got. I don't. What would you say that coat is? Like, it's like a leather jacket, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's. I mean, people online don't kill me if I don't know the actual terminology of the jacket or anything. I just don't know. I just know, like, it's a pretty cool jacket. Yeah, and he is shirtless.
Yeah.
He's shirtless, and he's like ripped. He's got the abs. From what you can tell on the graphics in the games, he's got the abs. Because in Twin Snakes, you see it all. You see, like, this dude's out here shirtless. His nips are probably like rock hard. Because even though you're inside a facility, that facility cannot be like that warm. It's got to be cool in some parts.
Yeah. Well.
I don't know why he was just shirtless. I mean, he makes for a good villain, and it made sense at the end when he is shirtless. But meanwhile, when you wake up and you see him shirtless, you're also shirtless.
Yes.
I know I'm bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
We'll try to like maintain order, but like this is how it's going to go right now.
Yeah.
When you wake up, he's like kneeling, crouched, standing by you, and you like wake up and you're like, oh shit, I got knocked out. Like, what happened? And then when you actually fight him, you're shirtless too. So I would like to have seen the cutscene. Who took off Solid Snake's like upper? It was a sneaky suit, the upper part of his sneaky suit. Who took that off of him? It's like, was it Liquid? He was like, I'm gonna undress my brother.
But like
we're gonna fight like men, shirtless men.
I guess. It was like, it's an interesting choice for a villain.
Mm-hmm.
I find Liquid to be. I mean, it makes sense. I find Liquid to be theatrical. Maybe that has to,
Out for like the whole movie,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
non-stop like theatrics, and there's obviously there's like we don't know the whole story as we play the game. As you continue to play the game, you get a little bit more information of what's happening.
Yeah, and and I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to go on.
Oh, I don't care. We've gone beyond
Okay.
order. We could talk about anything
Okay.
now, as long as it's related to the game. I
Sure.
don't really care. It's like I know I usually.
But I know. It's,
Yeah.
Well, we're nearing the end, so it has to do with it. And I guess for just some reason, like it's just something I noticed that just came to me, and talking about with Liquid shirtless and then Solid shirtless. What exactly is Solid's? Is it now? When I rewatched it, you said snaky suit. Is it sneaky or snaky suit?
Sneaking.
Sneaking.
Sorry
suit.
if I didn't say it properly.
No, it's okay. Sneaking suit.
Sneaking suit. That would have been different. It was a snaky suit.
That was one thing I was like, that's
because that would make sense. Like if you take the S off sneaky, it's sneaky.
Yeah, but
Then he
like,
gets sneaky later.
what is the material? Because like you can see his abs.
Mm.
Like how does like is it skin tight? How does he keep
I think
warm?
that thing that's like that we see on
Yeah.
his chest
Yeah.
is like the armor part of it.
Okay.
Because like after the first one, he takes the armor part off, and you have like the underneath
Because yeah.
the lining of the suit.
Because you could see his abs like the whole time. I was like, how do you're wearing a vest and military garb? How does that? It was like an interesting.
I think it was like I think it was like Batman 1989. It was like abs put
okay.
on the armor.
Okay.
It's like
Just
'cause
an interesting-
I don't believe 1 second Michael Keaton had like 6-pack abs.
No, yeah.
For anybody that remembers,
It was just some, yeah.
which is the best Batman movie. Not this garbage we got now.
It was just an interesting observation
Mhm.
to have rewatching the game. Yeah. But
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. Okay, so you wanted to bring it back to the boss battle, Vulcan Raven in the tank.
yeah, I just wanted to bring up that it was interesting to see that this big, character, muscular character,
Mm.
and it's been years since I played the game, and rewatching it, it was just interesting. It's an interesting choice to have this big hulking character. Great dialogue. He's not, theatrical like Liquid, but he has a great dialogue with Snake, and it's just, I don't know. It was an interesting choice. It was a nice, I guess, to turn your expectations.
Mm-hmm.
That you think, oh, well, you're going to fight this guy like hand to hand. Like, no, you're fighting him in a tank.
Yeah.
And he's controlling it, and he's good at it. But I don't know. I just found it like it was just play against your expectations. You're not going to fight this big, muscular guy. You're actually going to fight the machine that he's controlling.
Mm-hmm.
It was just an interesting playing with expectations. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say from the very first playthrough for this game, I thought maybe he was gonna get out of the tank after you disable the tank.
Yes.
I thought the fight would continue. I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm out in the open. Like I think I could take this guy.
Yeah.
It's like no issues.
Yeah.
But because like once you like disable the tank, and the tank is like disabled, and you're like, all right, time to move on to the next one. It's like he's in the tank, which I wish they would like cut to it to see a giant man in a tank, probably crushing these unknown soldiers that are remaining in there. Telling the boss, he's like, yes, he's good. It's like what I expected from the man with the same code name as the boss, as you. Which everybody kept saying is it's like, great. He's like, yes, same code name as the man I take orders from, and